Na semana passada, nós fizemos uma entrevista com o presidente do Instituto, Weizmann, cuja especialidade é neurociência, e ele está trabalhando há algum tempo já numa das coisas que a gente mais ouve falar, mais complicada e mais, como eu vou dizer, comprometedora na saúde da gente, que é stress. Conforme o programa foi andando, nós começamos a receber mensagens. Mas por que foi tão curto? Por que isso e aquilo? Então, nós decidimos pegar outros trechos do programa e colocá-lo no ar essa semana. Professor Chen, thank you for giving us some more time.
Thank you for having me.
On the last show, we were talking about stress in women and men and the prevalence of certain, signs or markers in females.
Yeah.
How come? I mean, why?
It's a fantastic question. Why? We know the fact. We know that the prevalence of depression and anxiety is 2 to 3 times higher in female than in male. And this is exactly the question we want to ask. Why? What are the differences? Are we have differences in the way the brain is functioning? Are the structure of some part of the brains are different? There is more and more evidence showing that some subtle differences in different cell types, different neuronal cells, nerve cells in the brain, in the way they respond to stress. You can also argue what are the evolutionary benefits of this and why this is happening. Just look on all mammalian organisms, not only in men. You will see that usually the female is the one responsible for the offspring. So maybe she needs to be more alert and attuned to the danger. Definitely the cortisol level, the stress hormone are higher. So these are still open questions. The same as I mentioned with resilience, why you are resilient or less resilient. These are still an open questions. And if I can raise another interesting question that is, we and many other laboratories around the world are studying is, what are the consequences of early life stress? Now, we can be exposed to stress as adult. But you can also be exposed to stress when you're a teenager, as a young kid, a baby, and even as an embryo. That the person who is actually exposed to stress is the pregnant mother. And she is somehow transmitting those stressful signals into the developing embryo. Is this embryo, when it's going to grow up, will be able to cope properly with stress or not? So we have more and more evidence, both in humans and preclinical models, that it's not. Those who have been exposed to early life stress, either prenatal stress during pregnancy or postnatal stress in young age, will be more sensitive to develop stress-related pathology. And it's not only depression or anxiety. Recently, we showed that those individuals will be developing social-related deficits. They will not communicate properly. Mm-hmm. We know it's related from other studies to metabolic syndrome. So eventually, the inability to properly regulate your response to stressful challenges in life is strongly associated with almost in every pathology you can imagine. You can Google stress and choose a disease. You will find epidemiological evidence that this is related. The question is why, and this is what we care about. This is what we do at the Weizmann. We're working on the mechanism. We try to understand why, because if you want to develop new medications, new solutions, you need to understand the basics. You need to understand what are the genes, the proteins, the brain circuit, which eventually regulate the response.
We could spend here another hour.
At least an hour. We can
At
do
least an hour,
hour,
which we don't have.
Yeah.
But my last question would be, what are other projects, among the, hundreds or thousands that you're developing, that could catch the imagination of our viewers?
Wow, I'm talking about the entire Weizmann Institute.
Yes.
So Weizmann Institute, as you mentioned, is people coming from the entire fields of exact and natural sciences. Weizmann is generating more than 3,000 studies in every year.
Okay.
So just from probably the last year or two, just jumping from different, not only neuroscience, Weizmann scientists last year showed that they can develop a human embryo without a sperm or egg or oocyte, just from stem cell. It's not because we want, it's science fiction, It's not because we want to make babies without men and women. It's because we now understand how to make organs. What is the biological basis of organ development? And today I can take your skin cell, redifferentiate them, make stem cells, and make organs from them. But since they were made from your own cells, from your own DNA, they will not be rejected when you do transplantations. So this is
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And this is just one example. I can go on and on if we have longer.
Amigos do Mosaico, como vocês acabaram de ver, é ficção científica. É o que existe de mais avançado, é o que existe, eu diria até, de mais interessante no desenvolvimento do conhecimento humano. Não é um instituto voltado para a execução de alguma coisa, mas sim para a criação e transferência de conhecimento. Professor, one more time, thank you very much.
With pleasure.
And I hope we'll see you next time here with other news.
I hope so. I'm sure we will have fantastic news when I come next.
Ok. O Mosaico volta já já.